The Rubik's Cube. Arguably the most intriguing, compact, yet vastly challenging puzzles to ever exist. It poses as quite the impressive feat when one is able to successfully solve it. But how exactly? Most people in the world can't fathom what it takes to restore the puzzle to its most appealing form. According to Google, about 180 million people, approximately 3% of the world's population, can solve one. 3% is quite a large amount, but for most Rubik's Cubes in any given household, it remains completely unsolved. What did it take for those 180 million people to solve this puzzle? In this video, I'm not necessarily going to show you a step-by-step process on how to solve it, but more so explain some concepts that you may not have known and/or could use in order to intuitively solve it yourself. Most people that attempt a puzzle such as this one can successfully solve one side, but then have no idea what to do next. You can't so much as take a turn without messing up what you just solved. I'm here to uncover to you that one, if not the most important things to know, are the centers.
Usually, people naturally focus on the edges and corners, as those are the moving pieces that catch the most eyes, which is actually an ingenious way of pushing the centers under the viewer's perception, making it a much more difficult challenge. Centers are actually the starting building blocks, but why is that? Because they actually don't move. They can rotate, but they are fastened together and cannot move. The only way you could possibly mix them up is by completely disassembling the cube, then randomly putting it back together. I don't recommend trying this. Centers are a great reference for you to know where pieces go. The orange and yellow edge is always going to go between the orange and yellow centers. The blue, red, and white corner piece is always going to have to be between the blue, red, and white centers. We often look at the cube in its entirety and feel a bit overwhelmed, but once you break it down, figuratively speaking, you will start to notice how much better it looks when looking at the cube as a whole.
The second most important concept to gain an understanding of are algorithms. Algorithms are the reason most people, including myself, are able to solve the entirety of the puzzle. Algorithms are a series of seemingly random letters that are actually a series of directions on what turns to make for your cube in one of endless specific cases. The moves they make are to specifically solve one or more pieces while compensating for the pieces that are already solved, which is why the algorithms get longer and more complicated when nearing the end of the puzzle, due to the fact there's less and less space for error. Algorithms are around for the sole purpose of assisting you during your solve. While making it a lot easier, it is still a very, very difficult challenge.
The concepts of algorithms is one thing, but there is one crucial prerequisite to learning them: notation. Notation for a Rubik's Cube is the language that indicates which face turns which direction. R is right side, L is left, U is up, D is down, B is back, and F is front. You may notice an apostrophe or a number 2 after some of the letters. Those tell you which way to turn the face. The 2 means turn twice, or a 180-degree rotation, and the apostrophe means counterclockwise. Letters without an apostrophe indicate a clockwise rotation. Once you understand notation, you can execute pretty much any algorithm.
Then finally some concepts behind undoubtedly the hardest part of the puzzle, the last layer. The last layer is a part that stumps even the sharpest of minds. Once you have the first 2 layers down, how on earth do you solve the rest of the puzzle without mixing it up again? You can only rotate one face without messing up what you've already solved. This is where the importance of algorithms becomes the most prevalent. They are long and you will mess up on them, but intuitively solving the last layer is practically unheard of. From this point forward, you can only swap a number 5 to just 2 pieces in order to successfully solve the rest of the puzzle. I hope you enjoyed and learned something new from this video. Thanks to EliGabRet for the co-voiceover. Thanks a ton for watching.